Hello guys, I'm Paris, the options guy, and welcome back to today's video. And if you see markets over here moving sharply down in the first candle itself and then moving down a little bit and then taking a pullback in the end. But Nifty especially over here, if you see, extremely bearish over here. And as I had said that below 24,000 basically below this support is where you guys can go ahead and take a short position. Below 24,150 or 140 is where you guys can go ahead and take a short position. Below that, if we see any sort of a price action, now if you see, you did see a little bit of price action over here, but the move was so fast that market just went down very fast. Like in the first candle itself, market went down 185 points if you see over here, and then continued to move down. So if you would have taken any sort of a trade over here, even just looking at the first candle itself with a, I don't know, 20-30 point stop loss over here, it would have been beneficial for you and you would have gotten your targets. But yes, I also wasn't expecting like such a sharp momentum today. Anyways, if you see Bank Nifty over here, Bank Nifty did give you a good chance over here. As I said that below 51,400, if you see any sort of price action, right? Over here, if you see markets making price action and hitting our first target of 51,100 also over here that I had given yesterday. So first target did get hit and then Bank Nifty was slightly moving up and closed the day a bit higher in the end. But anyways, markets are still bearish over here. If you look in the daily charts over here, Nifty is taking a little bit of support. So now it should continue its move on the downside till 23,600, which will be our target for this head and shoulders pattern over here. And you'll be like, how did you decide the target? Very simple. Just go ahead and measure from this neckline all the way up till top over here. Okay, and if you see, that is 1500 points on the upside, right? So that exact will also be on the downside. However, I've taken 23,600. Like if you see over here, right, from the neckline till lower levels, 1500 points is somewhere near 23,300, right? I've taken 23,600 because this is a good support over here. So booking profits a little bit before is something which is good to do. Anyways, markets are, there is still a bit of space remaining on the downside. Now one thing you need to keep in mind is that tomorrow we have the US elections finally. So that means if you could skip for one day taking any sort of a positional trade, that will be great. However, if you want to still take a positional trade, make sure that you are keeping enough hedge with you if you're taking overnight positions. So let's say if you're taking, I don't know, two lots of call shorts or two lots of put shorts, make sure that at least you take double the hedge. So like take four lots of hedge with you and then take those call shorts or put shorts, right? Because markets can open with erratic gap ups or gap downs also over here. Please not think that it cannot happen. Now what do we need to do tomorrow over here is very simple. First of all, let me delete this trend line, and yes, then we'll start. So very simple. Tomorrow if you open with a gap up, the first trend line or the first area which will be acting as a resistance is this trend line over here that you see. Okay, markets, if you see, are taking good resistance from this trend line itself and moving down. So tomorrow 15,500 will be the important level over here. If you see that market is taking any sort of a resistance either by going till the trend line and if you see that market is taking good rejection, you can again go ahead and take a short position from higher levels. One more thing that can happen over here is that markets might break this trend line and start to make negative price action. If that happens, you can still go ahead and take a short position over there, because then also this will be a very good area to take a short position. However, if markets go above 51,800, that is when markets probably will again go into a range over here, and we then will not get any sort of momentum either on the upside or on the downside. Looking at how the markets are over here, two things can happen. Either the market will again go ahead and test this trend line and come back down, or try to break this trend line and then come back down, or the markets can again show you a very big red candle like this tomorrow at the opening itself, or after the opening markets can again see a sell off, continuation of a sell off over here. Okay, so very important level which you need to look out for, 51,100 to 51,050, this zone. If this zone is broken and markets are sustaining below that zone and you are seeing that market is making any sort of a negative price action, you can go ahead and take a short position over there. Targets will be 50,800 on the downside very easily. However, you can also keep a target of 50,500, but as I said, that keep small targets at least until the election is over. Once the election is out of the way, then we will think about keeping big targets either on the upside or on the downside, depending on where the market is then, and that we will probably do by Thursday or at least by the end of this week. Okay, so that is it for bank nifty. Now talking about nifty over here. Nifty on the other hand, if you see, there is no such trend line over here. You can maybe make this trend line over here. Just a second. Yeah, you can make this trend line over here that you're seeing right now, but yeah, aside from that, not really any sort of a trend line. So where can we go ahead and take a short position? Now nifty, if you see, has taken a little bit of support from lower levels, and in option chain some puts have also been written, but still the option chain is also indicating bearishness. FNO data over here if you see, FNO data, what has happened, interesting thing is that pros have shifted from put long to call short over here. If you see, they had huge number of put longs over here on Friday, which they squared off today, and they've shifted to call shorts over here. Now when do they do this? Is because is they when they know that the market is going to go down, but not at a very fast pace. So that means that markets may take a little bit of pullback and then start to move down, or may consolidate over here, or the pace of sell off might start to slow down over here. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're trading. Okay, because it looks like pros are getting a bit on the back foot over here. Okay, given the FNO data, at least for today. Now we need to see how does the FNO data change after the US elections, after the results of the US elections are out. On the other hand, if you see, FIs are short and clients continue to be bullish on the market. They've squared off their call shorts. They've also squared off their put shorts over here, definitely. But still, they've squared off more call shorts over here than they've done put shorts. So they still continue to be a bit bullish on the market. They also have very big quantity of future longs over here, and they've continued to add over here in those you can say future longs. That means these guys are still just averaging their long positions over here. So that means any sort of an up move that we get, they will think about taking an exit, which means any sort of an pullback that we get in the market will be used for exiting long positions, and markets can continue to stay in a bit of a pressure over here. So the best place to take a short position for Nifty will be 24,200 to 24,150. Okay, if you get any sort of a pullback over here, you can think about taking a short position again at higher levels, like how we saw in Bank Nifty. And one more thing in Bank Nifty is keep an eye out at 51,800 in futures. If you see, the highest volume level is over here, and it is also almost exactly coming near this trend line over here, right? So which means that if markets go up, this trend line as well as this area, this exact level, can act as a very good supply zone from where the markets can start to move down, or at least Bank Nifty can start to move down. Now for Nifty, as I said, 24,200 to 150, very good level to take a short position from higher levels. Okay, so if we get any sort of a gap up over here, 24,200 to 150 should be the level that you should look out for. And over there, if you see market is starting to make any sort of negative price action, you can go ahead and take a short position over there. Now one thing you need to keep in mind is that most probably markets will not go in a V-shaped recovery mode over here. Most probably, okay, markets will not give you a V-shaped recovery over here. Chances are that markets will probably take a pullback once or twice or to lower levels again, and then it will start to move up. Okay, so that is one thing. Now if you open with a gap down, which I didn't talk about in Bank Nifty's case also, let's say if you open with a gap down near 51,000, wait for just a small pullback till 50 on 150 to 50 on 200, and then once you see that the market has come back up till its closing price today, then if you see market is taking any sort of a rejection, go ahead and take a short position from there, no problem. Same targets of 5800 and then 5500 also, but I would recommend square of follow for quantity near 5800. No need to keep very big targets, at least until the US elections are over. And yes, I know that after looking at today's rally, you will be like, what the hell, this guy said that keep small targets, and Nifty gave us so big targets in just such a short while, right? But again, I like to be more cautious than greedy. So again, it is up to you. Some people do want to keep big targets, no problem in that, but then that is something that you will need to figure out on your own over here. So as I said, higher levels can take a short position. First target can be 24,000, but if you take a short position at higher levels, I would say hold it a bit more in case of Nifty, and you can square it off near 23,900 itself on the downside. And if markets close near lower levels itself, as I said, that you can take a good amount of hedge over here and carry your short position for a target of 23,600 on the downside, 23,600 to 500. Okay, so that is one thing. Now, if you open the gap up, as I said, you can take a short position at higher levels. If you open the gap down, let's say somewhere near 23,900, all you need to look out for is any sort of price action, negative price action over here, and you can go ahead and take a short position again. Chances are Nifty might continue to move down. Now, one thing that might happen if you open with a gap down is Nifty might try to trap you over here. So Nifty might break yesterday's low over here and then come back up again and then start to move down. So things will be a bit volatile over here, but again, if you can handle that volatility, chances are that you will probably get a good trade over here, at least till 23,800 on the downside. That will be your first target. If 23,800 is broken, then where can you keep your target? Let's look in the 1 hour chart and show you. Okay, if 23,800 is broken, then your target straight up comes near 23,600 itself. So then you can hold your target trade for 200 points more easily over here. But as I said, that keep booking profits at least for tomorrow once the US elections are done, because volatility right now, yes, you cannot see very high volatility in the market. Definitely, I agree on that, but you never know when the volatility will come in. Okay, so I hope you guys understand that. But yeah, guys, that was it for today, and thank you very much for watching till the end. I will see you guys in another video. Bye bye.